it takes is for me to say yes to him. How long does it take for me to become like Christ? Every single day that I live. Will never arrive. There's always deeper places for us to go. God always has a more for us. There's always something deep in the cracks and crevices of our heart that when we think we've purified everything else, God says, now I'll pull that to the surface. See, there's so many things in our hearts that we don't even recognize are there. But as God is building his kingdom brick upon brick and stone upon stone, sometimes he's got to cut us so that we can fit and align with what he's doing. You see, you don't just take a stone from the rock and start making your building. You see, when you've got your design, now we've got to refine so that what has been presented, what has been brought, can now be used and useful. Some of us need to really thank the Lord for refining us, because he's fitting us in with some other bricks and other stones that are building up his kingdom too. You know, sometimes pride has got to be cut, and jealousy's got to be cut. Sometimes lustful desires have to be cut, and other addictions have to be cut. Sometimes strife has to be cut, and unforgiveness has to be cut so that God can put your stone in this great thing that he's building in the earth. Been defined by God, designed by God, refined by God. Finally, I don't have another word that rhymes, but we're being built up. Being built up by God. What are we being built into? He says a spiritual house. Who's the house for? To be a holy priesthood, to offer spiritual sacrifices acceptable to God through Jesus Christ. What is literally happening as we as believers seek the Lord and come to Jesus, we are becoming a home for God to dwell in on earth. What's not possible when we're on one accord, when we understand who we are, when we use the gifts that God has given us? What isn't possible? What won't happen? See, Jesus was just a single stone, the cornerstone. See, God could have sent angels to come and build his kingdom, but he chose to use us instead. He chose to use our problems, our mess, our messed up selves, our mistakes, our insecurities, and he brings us to this kingdom construction project. He's defined us and designed us and refined us, and now he builds us brick upon brick. My brother said a little earlier, he said, to honor your father and your mother. There's a reason why we've got to honor those who have come before us, because we are being built upon them. You all hear what I'm saying? Literally, the church of God, from Jesus Christ, he ascends to heaven, he leaves his disciples, and then they become that next layer of foundation for the kingdom and for the church. And all through these hundreds of years, all of these thousands of years, it's come to this moment at HolyNation Conference. And the question is, will you be a part of this building that God is constructing? Will you be a part of the move that God is doing? Will you be that holy nation, that royal priesthood, that chosen generation? Will you accept your assignment and your identity, that you are special and chosen by God, that he calls you his own possession? Will you accept the challenge? Will you agree with God that who you are is who he says you are? Will you accept that your identity is in him? Let's pray. God, we thank you so much